There is no man of God in South Africa who has risen. No, just one, just say this one. That's why there are fights in South Africa.
So I think let's go inside so I can talk to you from a bit inside the office so that we're not that loud and not that noisy from out here. Let's go inside. So yeah guys, I thought let me bring it inside because outside it's quite noisy. But one of the things I realized about doing this quite early on, and I think it gave me a big perspective, is that your first time trying to go global might just not work out. And New York for me did not work out. I took so many planes there, started trying everything. Things just didn't work out. It was a sad experience. I think I had my first anxiety attack in New York City. I literally sat down in Soho. It was after the experience, extreme racism. There was a gym that I went to called Equinox, and basically all the big guys in New York City go to that gym, the big celebrities, and there's a lot of white people there. And as I sat down, trained and did everything else, went up to the change room. So at Equinox, you get towels at the entrance, and this white guy throws the towel at me and says, "Hey, I need a new towel." And I look at him and I'm like, "I don't work here, I'm not the towel guy." And he says, "Oh, sorry," and he has a smirk about it.
Cultural practices that make speaking about certain issues like these, like depression or anxiety, they make it like unacceptable in a way, because you kind of feel like you're weak as a human being if you express the fact that I'm having trouble. I'm not okay, my system doesn't feel right. And it's causing me to feel sad constantly, it's causing me to think certain suicidal thoughts. And I think it's not helping anyone. And one thing that I've discovered since moving here, because mental health in the United States, man, you come across so many people that are suffering. So many people on the streets who are just talking to themselves or just like mentally ill. Families should start engaging with their children, with their friends, with their family members, opening up the conversation, saying, let's talk about depression. Like, what is your view? How do you feel?
And I think that was a breaking point for me to say, do I look like the towel boy? Are my efforts not seen? And this was me at the peak of what Bitcoin had become. This was me being invited by someone who I believe was one of the fundamental creators of Bitcoin. This was me at the peak of the book, at the peak of my country. And you go to New York City, you go to Wall Street, and it was just tough. So I came back, and when I came back, the conversation about going global sort of became a whisper. It was a dream, but it now became a whisper. It was a big passion, it became a whisper. And part of the reason why I think things might have gone wrong in New York City is, it was a decision based on the movies and not based on actual evidence. I'd been to New York City before and I'd had a great time, and the lights, the cameras, every sort of movie you see pictures New York City. And for me, it felt like this is the big dream, whereas Dubai was never in any movies. I mean, you never saw any movies about Dubai. In fact, the news or the media shows you Dubai as this scary place with this scary ruler that's gonna just banish you for freedom, and women are not allowed to do this, and there's rules and there's that. So in my mind, I'd sort of decided that New York is the pinnacle. That's where I want to land up. And even though things were not working, for me, it felt like a big failure. It felt like I need to gather strength, I need to raise money before I can go global again. And I mean, I'd spoken in New York City, I'd traveled to New York City to party. There's a difference when you're trying to open a business there, and there's a difference when you're trying to not just open a business, but a lot of them could tell that it did not work out the way he wanted it to work out, where he had gone to. And when I came back, I then started to build, and as life went by, those small little whispers of those dreams came back to say, global, we have to go global. And last year I went through a big political campaign where I ran for president in my country. And it was truly an amazing experience. I think for me,
Yet another political party has been added to the country's political landscape ahead of the 2024 elections. Arise South Africa.
Now, the race to the 2024 elections is giving birth to new political parties. One of them is Arise South Africa. Its leader, Mpho Dagada.
He says the party was formed in response to inadequate leadership, a growing electricity crisis, crime, unemployment and other challenges plaguing the country. He says the party will contest the 2024 elections.
Being a leader in South Africa really means that you must come up with a compelling vision that can move the country forward, that people can look forward to, people can wake up in the morning and aspire to, people can achieve something through believing in the vision that you would have brought them. And I think the most important part about all of this is that you really need to remind South Africans as to who they are and what they have and what they can become with who they are and what they have, that they truly can become the greatest nation in the world, the most powerful superpower in the world, because South Africa is the richest country in the world, and the people are some of the most amazing people in the world. Big outcome, or the biggest outtake or message I took from it was that it's not as difficult as it seems to stand up for what's right and to fight for what's right. And even when you don't actually get it, you've learned so much, you've become a different person, and in the next opportunity you're able to do so. So for myself, I sort of said, you know what, I don't want to participate in municipal elections as a political party. However, we will continue to participate in the political scene. However, I thought it's important for myself in the business scene to go back and just grow globally and really learn, so that if ever I do visit running for president of South Africa again, I'm wise, I'm more knowledgeable, and I've learned from some of the best leaders in the world. And that's why we're going to be going through some of the lessons that we can learn from His Royal Highness, the Sheikh of Dubai. Some of the lessons he used to build this from a desert to the amazing city that he's actually built it in. So it's going to be quite a few interesting things that we're going to be covering on this vlog. But I hope that you come with me, and I hope that this vlog is a transformation for you, and I hope that you're able to also reflect on your own life. And it's not one of those vlogs where you just watch and I'm showing off, I'm showing you, I was able to do this and that. But it's actually a vlog where you're actually saying, you know what, here's somebody who might have similar circumstances, similar circumstances as you, who's actually going out there and building intentionally, and not showing you the glitz and the glam and the champagne and everything that's very fake and not real, but actually showing you the reality behind building, behind actually being minded about a business and actually building it there. If you've ever lived in Dubai, you've probably ridden down Sheikh Zayed Road, and you probably wonder, what is this building? Old, archaic, but it represents the future. It represents dreams, hopes, fulfillment. It represents so much possibility. The old Dubai building, the new Dubai, the Burj Khalifa, the Mandarin Oriental, Mpho, the new vision for the city. Yet, right before it is a reminder that all things are possible. You can build the impossible without limits. The old doesn't have to define you. You can make it brand new.